Hey everyone, welcome to Chic Chat, the show that breaks down all celebrity news, gossip, and all things trending. I'm your host, Kristen Briscoe, and I'm joined by my lovely co-hosts. Hey Tam.
Hey guys.
Hey, so let's just jump on in. The thing that's been dominating the conversation for the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, is the slap that was heard around the world or seen, whatever.
And heard. Seen and heard.
Seen and heard. Yes, yes. So at the 94th Academy Awards, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock after Chris Rock made a joke about his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Chris Rock said, "Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it." First and foremost, my opinion, Will Smith was dead wrong. And I'm sure after that evening, he went home and just probably thought to himself, I shouldn't have done that. I messed up. I really effed up. What's your opinion, Tam?
See, this is a hard one, right? Because you look at his wife's face. She's clearly upset. He probably knows it's something she's sensitive about. So this man, he's rich. He's got money, So I guess in that moment, he had a choice of, am I going to defend her, my wife? Make her feel happy or make her feel protected? Or am I going to, just roll with it and not do anything? So, he chose to slap somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
and I can think of worse reasons to slap somebody other than your wife being upset.
So, yeah, I mean, but on national television, I think that Will Smith, as a result of all the business that has been spread on Red Table Talk, to me, Will Smith seemed unhinged. I don't know Will Smith, but it really seemed out of character for him. I mean, he always seems like a really happy-go-lucky guy. And I feel like because of all the gossip and tea that Jada and Will are spilling on the Red Table Talk, I feel like he almost feels, when you feel exposed and you feel like, because I mean, Laverne Cox did on the red carpet at another awards show. Laverne Cox joked with Will and Jada, "Are we going to have any more entanglements?" And they just kind of like laughed it off. But I mean, let's be real. Will Smith is kind of like the butt of so many jokes as a result of all the personal business that him and Jada have been sharing with the world on Red Table Talk. I mean, yeah. I think it was totally out of character. I don't know him personally. All I see is, him as an actor. And, based on his body of work, you really can't tell what type of person he is. But to me, he just is. And then, when he got back to his seat and he was yelling, "Keep my mother effing wife's name out your mother tucking mouth," whatever he said. I mean, it was unprofessional. And I understand, so Jada has revealed that she has alopecia. And I have seen on social media that people have said, we stand with Will and protecting Black women. So what do you think about that? Do you think it was warranted?
So I think it's a hard one because I think Chris Rock might have been punching down a bit, You wouldn't make fun of somebody with a disability. You don't make fun of somebody with an autoimmune disease. Now, I don't think every comedian would have knew that, but Chris Rock knew better. He made a whole movie about Black hair and Black women and Black hair. He knows the dynamic. He knows the gravity. So for someone else, I could probably give him, the benefit of the doubt and say, they didn't know what they were getting into here. but Chris Rock knew. So
Well,
that's why I
so
you took a risk.
reports are claiming that he didn't know about the alopecia aspect. He didn't know she was suffering from alopecia, and Jada has been known to rock short hair before.
Yeah. Now I could buy that because I didn't know she had alopecia either before, because I remember seeing her, Willow. Remember they all like shaved off the hair. So I thought they just had a thing. But everyone else kind of grew their hair back and she kept hers short. So I actually didn't, I wasn't fully aware either that it was alopecia. I know people get breakage or issues with edges or ends, but I didn't know either, so I could buy that.
Yeah. So last Friday, Will resigned from the Academy, and he said, "So I'm resigning from membership in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences and will accept any further consequences that the board deems appropriate." So, I mean, my first reaction when I saw this, even though some people thought it was a stunt, and I absolutely did not think it was a stunt, my first reaction is I think this may ruin Will Smith's career. What do you think about that in his career?
I don't think it's going to ruin his career because they're still talking about him. He's already had a full career. He's not in his 30s or in his 20s. He's had a full career. Now, will it lessen the roles he gets? Yeah. Maybe. Will he care? Maybe not. I think he's so high up on that level of actor that, it's not going to affect him the way it would a mid-level actor, at least in the financial sense. He has a family at this point who are all successful and wealthy. So he'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, the Hollywood Reporter did say that Netflix is backing away from a Will Smith film, Fast and Loose, but the project had already lost the director. So now Netflix is putting the project on the back burner, but I mean, it was still in post-production. They're also saying that Will Smith had received 40 pages of Bad Boys 4, but now Sony is putting that on pause.
We didn't need the Bad Boys 4.
No, I never even saw 2 or 3. I mean,
we didn't need it. We're okay. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I personally feel like he kind of ruined his big night though, because honestly, out of all, I mean, a 35-year-long career, and he started off kind of as a rapper, a comedian, and he has done some serious roles in the past, but for him to win Best Actor and to have, like, if it were me, I would have felt like, oh my God, I just ruined my moment. I just ruined my moment. And it seems like, him slapping Chris Rock totally overshadowed all of the other momentous things that happened that night. I mean, gosh,
Right.
Questlove won for Best Documentary, and Chris Rock was like, said Questlove and 4 white guys, and supposedly one of the producers was South Asian, and he was offended because he felt like, his moment was just kind of like tainted by what had just happened,
Yeah. But I put some of that rest on Chris Rock too, because I'm sure that Will Smith probably felt that his night was ruined, when his wife kind of got singled out. Now I understand the misunderstanding, or he didn't know she had an autoimmune disorder, but most other people knew, even though I didn't know, but a lot of people knew. But he probably felt like that was what ruined the night, and he was just reacting to it. So I do. It was a harsh and crazy reaction, but I don't know, maybe he felt his family was threatened and he was gonna, protect his family.
Yeah, I mean,
I want somebody to slap somebody for me.
so how would you feel if someone you were dating, like if you got someone like made a joke about you in public, would you want your man to stand up for you like this?
If I had, right, if say everything's safe, if I had an autoimmune disorder, right, and we had unlimited money. Now, I don't want nobody losing their good government job to defend me, but if we had unlimited money and somebody insulted me in a very public way, I don't know. If my husband got up and slapped the hell out of them, I think that might turn me on a bit. I think I might like that.
Well, there was footage of Jada after Will did that. She was laughing. There was footage of her laughing. But you know how sometimes people laugh out of nervousness because they don't know what else to do? Like, I don't think she was like reveling in the fact that Chris got smacked. But I know that there was some history, because remember back at a previous Oscars when Jada was boycotting the Oscars so white or whatever, Chris Rock had made some statements about her then saying like, I thought you were a television star. Why are you boycotting the Oscars, Jada? So, I mean, I know there's some history there, but me personally, I've never been a physical violence person. I've never even been in a physical altercation with anybody. So
I'm pro violence. Some people need to be slapped.
I mean, when I saw him do that, and I didn't even watch the Oscars. I didn't even, I didn't even hear anything about the Oscars the next day, but about what Will Smith had done. I don't know. And let me ask you, do you think he should lose his Oscar?
No. And this is what I say. I don't think he should lose his Oscar. Two men got into a thing. Let it be. When I look at all the other people that have gotten Oscars and the things they've done, no.
True.
If you're not, if they weren't snatched, and I mean, I hate to do the whataboutism, but if they're not snatching the Harvey Weinstein's Oscars back, they're not snatching pedophiles Oscars back. Guys have walked on stage. They have footage of this. Guys have walked on stage and sexually harassed women, but right on stage in front of people, kissing them when they didn't want to be kissed. They showed a clip of Jim Carrey winning an award. He's in his 40s at this point, I think. He runs up, grabs Alicia Silverstone, who at that time is Clueless age. She's 20. Grabs her and starts kissing her in the mouth. And you see her hands like trying to push him. You see the hands trying to push him away. Now, what's she supposed to do? How's she supposed to react? So they're okay with violence.
That's crazy.
This just got sensationalized.
That's crazy because Jim Carrey was just doing an interview talking about how Will Smith, he's embarrassed to have Will Smith among the nominees and of Oscar winners. And
that's why they dug that clip up. He was like, Jim Carrey work. Is that really how you feel?
Crazy. Me personally, as a person of color who is normally like the only, like at my company of over 100 people, I'm the only African-American female at my job. Wow. And as a person of color, I was personally like, gosh, like as a Black man, why did you have to do that? It just, to another Black man, it just, I felt like I was embarrassed and I was disappointed. I just felt like, as African American people, we have to be better and do better. I mean, granted, Will Smith is a millionaire, whatever, so he does have a certain level of privilege, but I was embarrassed as an African American person that this is what it dominated the 94th Academy Awards.
I wasn't. I don't feel affected at all. I feel as affected as any other race does when somebody, I don't think there's people walking around, stressed out and embarrassed about the Capitol riot. It's like, yo, it's just nuts. Like it doesn't reflect on me. I don't really I really don't worry too much about like I guess what other races feel about me or think about me or judge, by the actions of one person. But I think like what you mentioned, being in that environment, that's a lot more difficult for you. So I definitely feel for you in that situation because it's an environment I've been in before that I wouldn't want to go back to. It's rough. And yeah, you kind of being the solo person at a company or in a group, in essence, you don't want to be, but in some ways, people do look at you as a representation of your culture or your group. And it's not fair. It's not fair. And it's hard to deal with. And it will make you super aware of like everything you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely feel it can be a lonely feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
In
there.
Yeah, I guess I just felt like it wasn't professional, and clearly he knew it was wrong. I mean, I know PR, his publicist probably, has him on this apologize. But the board meeting that was scheduled for April 18th has been moved to April 8th, where the Academy is going to address what sanctions they will impose on Will Smith as a response. I
just think they need to make it uniform. They need to make it uniform because I think other people, I'm sure, have acted unprofessionally at award shows. But yeah, I think if they're going to dole out a punishment, make it consistent, make it across the board, because right now, all it looks like is what happens in mainstream, where there's a certain subset of people that can get away with certain things. And then other people, it's like, ooh, it's a big deal. We're going to lose it.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm seeing on social media, some people are like, we stand by Will Smith and him defending his wife. So
yeah, I'm not mad at either one of them. To me, it's like this is one man making a joke about a man's wife and him slapping another man. It's got nothing to do with me. This is a scuffle between two men. Yeah. I don't understand why. So I understand him defending his wife. I understand Chris being a comedian and making, and he went for the joke. Sometimes when you go for the joke, you're risking it. This joke could go over, it could have went over well, and it could have went over like that. So I think all the time as a comedian, you're risking it. And we got to look at the effect, right? The effect is that Chris Rock's show tickets have went up. Everyone wants to see Chris Rock now. Chris Rock ain't done nothing in the past how many years? Now all of a sudden people are hyped to see Chris Rock.
Yeah. So I heard in his show he didn't even want to, he said he wasn't prepared to talk about it. The first show he had after the incident, and attendees were upset that he didn't want to talk about it. I guess he said he's still processing it.
But do you think there was any empty chairs there?
No, it was probably sold out. I heard all his shows are sold out.
He got slapped, he benefited. I wish somebody would slap me and I could make an extra $1 million or extra $10 million. Somebody please slap me. I'm here, I'm waiting.
Didn't you say you went and saw Chris Rock's brother in concert?
I did. I saw Jordan Rock perform in DC. He was hilarious. He was really funny. They did talk, he did talk about it, and actually Chris Rock has another brother who talked about the incident on stage.
Hmm.
But Chris Rock did not even have to, and it was funny. The younger brother kind of made a remark too, saying, at Chris Rock's level, there's a way he's gonna, approach the situation, and there's a level of professionalism that he exhibited because of where he is, on the totem pole. But the
Mhm.
younger brothers, they have great careers and they're comedians, but they are not at Chris Rock level. So they can say whatever they want to say. And they kind of understood that. Like, Chris can't say it, but we can, because we don't have what he has to lose.
Mhm.
So he was funny. It was a great show.
Well, what did Chris Rock's brother say about it?
Well, they just made jokes about the situation, because I think every comedian that got up there tonight started out with the disclaimer, like a joking disclaimer saying, guys, I want you to know these views tonight don't reflect the views.
Oh.
They were making disclaimers and saying, hey, like, nobody come up here and smack me, kind of making, a joke as to, like, guys, these are jokes. So don't get up in arms.
And comedians do that all the time. That's like standard of comedians, to pick someone out in the room and crack a joke about them. I've seen that on almost every comedy show, every comedy special. They always do that.
Absolutely. The thing that, no, but like I said, maybe he didn't know. The thing you try not to do, right? If you want to make fun of somebody, like the way somebody looks or something, you don't pick the ugliest person in the room. You pick the person that's good, where it's going to be funny and they're going to take it as a joke. You don't pick somebody where that's probably their childhood trauma. It's like, don't punch down. You don't pick the handicapped person. You don't pick the person with the disease.
Yeah.
Like, I sat in the front row, so that tells you how many times I got picked on in the comedy show.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. It was, yeah, but it's like the things they were saying were funny. And if it wasn't, the things they were saying were funny, and they were funny because it wasn't any real life situation. One made fun of the color of my hair. He told my boyfriend, he said, what hair, that color means? They're crazy.
Very true. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. So that's like something, that's just like funny. Nobody's punching down. Nobody's talking about a disability here. Wasn't gonna go home and cry over something like that. I'm sure there were people in the crowd. Maybe they look funny for real, or maybe they had something wrong with them. And I think, that's not the person you pick.
Yeah.
It's not going to end up funny,
Well, like what's being said is that there was some history there, and maybe Will Smith that was his breaking point. He was like, enough is enough. Not today. But I guess we'll just have to see, what the Academy decides. I hope he doesn't lose his Oscar. I really don't, because like you said, there's plenty of Oscar winners out there who have, had issues with sexual assault or made racist comments, or there's
assaulting people right on the stage, and you still got to bring your Oscar back. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens, and I'm sure everyone will be talking about it and weigh in their opinions. So anyways, well, I mean, this is all we really can talk about, because that's what's been dominating the news. One more thing I did want to talk to you about. So last Chick Chat, we were talking about Kanye West and Kim. Since then, their divorce has been granted, but Kanye West was pulled from the Grammys and Coachella because of his behavior How do we feel about that?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that because um like what he was doing was amounting to that's abusive.
Mhm,
You know, you're coming to somebody's house, you're harassing them and
mhm,
stalking them. That's too much. That's too
mhm,
much. And I think we let it slide, especially when it's entertaining. Oh God, it was entertaining. It's
mhm,
like
mhm,
I feel awful saying that.
mhm, mhm.
It was a little bit entertaining,
Yeah.
But for her, I'm sure it wasn't entertaining. It was very real. So I'm fine with any man who's harassing or stalking or violent towards women. Start
Mhm,
snatching it. Start
mhm.
start snatching those opportunities.
Yeah, and Trevor Noah made a video that went viral where he kind of he called out Kanye and said, let's be real, that his behavior is abusive. And,
Yeah,
even though
absolutely.
Kim's a media whore and this is what she's known for, I'm sure nobody deserves to be harassed or constantly. So, I mean, he moved right across the street from her, and
No, yeah.
he made that video where he was um, imitating murdering Pete Davidson in the video. I mean, and he's trying to say this is my art, but I mean, let's be real. Like,
Mhm,
um, I mean, art can often turn into violence,
mhm.
and yeah, I just don't think it's something that everyone should just take lightly and say, oh, it's Kim Kardashian. And even I kind of felt like, oh, this is what she deserves. But
Eh,
now taking a step back, like it's not acceptable behavior.
yeah, it's not. I I'm kind of unsure why everybody was so quick to jump on Kanye's side. Was like, oh, Kim's this, Kim's that. Like she was all those things long before he dated her and married her and had several kids with her. So
Mhm,
he can't now go and say, oh, she's this, she's that. She was all of those things
mhm,
that you claim, she is way before you guys got married. So she didn't change.
mhm. Yeah.
And with him, they're like, oh, Kim Kardashian, they say she's does cultural appropriation. Your boy wears MAGA hats
Mhm,
and supported Trump.
mhm.
Kanye don't love you.
No,
So I don't know why they're so quick to jump to his defense. Like he's a hot mess.
yes,
A hot
yes.
mess all around.
Yeah. And
And
I mean, it's almost like people just want a reason to not like her, that they're willing to support Kanye, even
mhm,
though every woman besides Amber Rose that Kanye has dated has been a non-Black woman. So why are Black women so quick to take Kanye's side just to go against Kim
yeah,
Kardashian?
it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kim's doing her thing. She's raising her babies. And leave her alone. Like you should not be abusive to the mother of your children, no matter what.
Yeah.
Whatever you do to her, like she has a job, and whatever you do to her, she's has that weighs on her, and she has to bring that home. So you don't stress out the mother of your children. Period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't respect that behavior.
Yeah. Once I saw Trevor Noah's video about it, and Trevor Noah, I read his autobiography. His mom was actually shot by her abusive boyfriend. So once he put that spin on things, I kind of looked at it from a different perspective, the whole thing. Um,
Yeah,
so, anyways, I hope Kanye just needs to
take his
disappear.
medicines on regular schedule.
Yeah, and disappear for a
Yes.
while. And like we had this conversation, Kanye, when I don't believe he really, I mean, maybe of course he has love for Kim. That's the mother of his children, but I really
Mhm.
believe that he's just mad because she said, no, I'm done. Because it seemed like when they were together, allegedly they were living separately anyway. So it's like when he had her, he didn't want her. And now that she doesn't want him, of course he wants her back. I mean, that is really a tale as old as time.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's classic.
Yeah.
I don't want you, but I don't want anybody to have you, especially not him.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, what comedian, I can't remember what comedian it was, but they were like, Kanye, you're so terrible that you made Kim Kardashian date a white guy. You turned her on to white guys, you know, since she's dated
Oh my God.
only Black men. But, well, anyways, well, thanks for joining us for this episode of Chick Chat. And
It's been fun. Thanks for having me on.
oh, you're welcome.
Love the gossip. I gotta get back and finish watching Top Boy. So
oh, cool. I'm gonna start watching.
All right, I'm on the last episode. Tired. I've been binging.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.